Today we're going to take a stroll into the Los Angeles County Arboretum and Botanic Garden. Alright, we are greeted by peacocks. At the panoramic view of the beginnings of our walk around the Arboretum. A few steps to go up, don't want to fall in the water. Very nice fountain. Alright, as we're walking sort of in a clockwise fashion around the grounds, we see bamboo. It goes pretty deep too. Not quite a forest, but it's a nice outcrop of bamboo. Different colors too. This is orange. These are deep green with like black bamboo too. Wow.
Okay, so I haven't done this. Let's do the forest path in here. It'll wind around that way, and we can keep on going in that direction where we're going to go.
Okay, so we're gonna do this circle sort of. You are here. Gonna go in a counterclockwise. Looks like around the historic circle through the forest path. Okay, we are welcomed to the forest path. It looks very tropical. Kind of like a Gilligan's Island.
It's jungly.
It's jungly. Yeah, I got it big.
Katy Perry around here. I have to tell you. Okay, that's one way. That is a longer way, but this one's gonna lead. That's a
It's also nice and shady too.
taking the off.
There's bamboo, more bamboo. There's a real tall bamboo that looks like may have ended their lives and they're just hanging there. They're all brown, but these are massive diameter bamboo. Wow, looks like about 6 inches in diameter. Maybe more. Wow, massive. Okay, we're getting close to Baldwin Lake along the forest path. Alright, so we're near Baldwin Lake, and across the lake is the Queen Anne Cottage, which, for those of you that may be familiar with the TV show Fantasy Island, a lot of their filming was done in front of, and possibly even inside, the cottage. I'm going to wrap around the lake a little bit here. Some ducks. It also has a better view of the Queen Anne Cottage. Famously used for some of the backdrop footage of Fantasy Island. Another view of the Baldwin Lake. The Queen Anne Cottage in the background again. Okay, right now I think we're looking. This is probably the east side of the cottage, since the sun is behind us. So yeah, it looks like we're heading back to the path. And we see more bamboo. This guy's very tall. Continuing to walk by the palm and bamboo collection. Bamboo of different sizes, palms of different types. Quite a bit of shade and benches to sit on. And speaking of benches, here's one that we can sit on. In loving memory of J.L. Goldie and Elizabeth Goldsmith. And again, the Queen Anne Cottage, Baldwin Lake.
Tie up your horse right here.
That may have been just a railing to not go through this place, but there's a bench, so we shall sit on the bench and admire the view of a tree branch.
Can you imagine a fantasy island plane just coming around now?
Oh yeah. Imagine, yeah, the seaplane being pulled and tugged through the lagoon. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Okay, so this is the Reed Baldwin Adobe, which is going through a restoration. And as we saw earlier in the window, there's a poster of Tarzan on an elephant, and also what the building looked like back in the day. Continuing our walk around the Baldwin Lake and the backside of the Queen Anne Cottage. All right, getting to the Rose Garden. As the sprinklers are going, try not to get wet from the sprinklers. It made its full circle.
There it is. Getting some spring.
Hi, the Rose Garden. And not just roses, but other varieties of flowers and plants. All right, we are continuing our walk with a lot of nice bamboo here, heading toward Talak Knoll. Okay. Walking up toward the Plumeria Grove or the Plumeria Garden, I think that's what they call it, and their waterfall.
There's an avocado grove around here too.
Avocado grove coming up somewhere. Might have been here. That looks like an avocado tree here. Yeah. Which, funny fact is, when I first moved here, I thought, hey, it looks like a mango tree. Because the leaves of the mango tree look similar to avocado. All right, we are at the peak of the Talak Knoll. It says, you are here. And as we continue walking along the curve, this is what we came for, was the Plumeria Grove, which we're told by a docent at the front entrance that Plumeria are in bloom. All right, Irma's happy because we're at the Plumeria Grove and have been welcomed. Yes, there are Plumeria. You can smell the Plumeria too. Yep.
Curly pink, which is okay.
Oh, these have the long.
It's pink, but it's white and yellow.
These also have the long, narrow petals too. Wow.
Temptation. That one's.
Alright, this is one of Irma's favorite colors. It's a red, very deep red, called the Pops Red variety of plumeria. Oops. If you notice, the petals are all very deep red. Even maybe it's some touches of burgundy on the tips. Alright, here's a Kaneohe sunburst. It's beautiful. Got pinks and orange. Hint of white on the edges. Yeah, beautiful.
I can get the top.
This is one that Irma would like to have at the house, called the Hilo Beauty. It's a very tall one. If you notice, flowers are very deep red. But way up there in altitude, because it's about a 10-foot tall tree. Okay, we've come across this circle. You'll see it on the map later, which leads to a sign that says, oops, there it is, aquatic garden. Also exiting downstairs, but we don't want to exit this because we still want to continue our loop around. And this is a very cool tree with large flowers. I wonder what the name of this tree is. These flowers are pretty big. So we will head toward the aquatic garden. So after coming down, maybe part way down the stairs, we have a little waterfall. Definitely there's more behind us as we pan around to the backside, which we'll eventually get down. The stairs continue to go down. herb garden. Let's go see what the herb garden looks like. Got the germander sage. Justicia Leonardi Damuisa and Acanthus family from Mexico. Ooh, pretty. We have honeybees that are collecting pollen. Work, work, work.
Pomegranates.
Baby pomegranates?
No, right now.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Oh, dwarf pomegranate.
Oh, the dwarfs. Huh.
The tree.
Wow. The dwarf tree, yeah. Alright, across the way is a daylily garden and a statue in the trees. Alright, this is the Crescent Farm kiosk where water is our crop. We're listing ways of using water. Let's see. Have climate adapted plants, build soil, be efficient with your watering, and also capture water, and use dry land edibles.
Here they use mulch derived 100% here at the Arboretum. As the main ingredient, no other amendment or fertilizer.
Oh, that's awesome. And then behind us is the Australian and African section, which we will not go to because right now it's well past noon and it's pretty warm. So we'll probably tackle this part some other day. Alright, and this is their Peacock Cafe. Let's see what they got cooking. Okay, we just got lunch, and just like our dog, these two guys are out begging for food as well. Alright, so we did choose a couple sandwiches and some pasta salad with 2 iced coffees, and are now starting to enjoy the view some more, but also have a little bit of lunch before we head home.